You've been closer to dying today than you think. Like, way closer. And the craziest part? You probably smiled while doing it. Think about it. You've done things today that felt completely normal, things you didn't even question. But they quietly put your life on the line. Not in a shark attack, falling off a cliff kind of way. I'm talking about boring, everyday stuff that could have sent you to the ER or worse. And no, this isn't some fear-mongering, life is dangerous, stay inside forever thing. I'm talking about things so common, so harmless looking. You'd probably argue with me if I told you right now. Here's the paradox. The moments you feel safest are sometimes the moments you're most at risk. So buckle up, because once you hear this, you'll never look at your daily routine the same way again. Hidden Threat 1. Eating raw or old food. Let's start with something innocent, eating raw or old food. You're hungry, open the fridge, and there it is. Yesterday's sushi or those chicken nuggets that look fine. They smell okay, no green fuzz, no slime, right? You think, hey, food doesn't expire overnight. So you skip reheating and dig in. Here's the plot twist. Raw or old food is basically a VIP lounge for bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli. Tiny assassins waiting to ruin your day. When your body's lucky, it fights them off. When it's not, say hello to stomach cramps, vomiting, fever, and maybe even a glamorous trip to the emergency room. 5 minutes of laziness can mean 5 days of regret. Moral of the story? Cook your food or eat it fresh. Because just one bite could be the bite you'll never forget. Hidden Threat 2. Cracking your neck. And if you think food is the only silent killer in your routine, let's talk about something people do for fun, cracking your neck. You've been sitting for hours, gaming, studying, doom scrolling, and your neck feels stiff. So, like a movie villain preparing for battle, you grab your chin and crack. Instant relief. It feels amazing, right? That tingle down the spine, kind of amazing. But here's the dark side. Twist too far or too hard, and you can actually tear the blood vessels in your neck. That tiny tear can lead to a clot, and yes, a stroke. Sounds extreme? Tell that to a 30-year-old man in Chicago who cracked his neck, felt sudden numbness on one side of his body, and ended up in the ER. The diagnosis? A damaged artery and a mild stroke, all from one casual twist. So next time your neck's stiff, stretch gently, not like you're auditioning for a chiropractor TikTok. Hidden Threat 3. Sleeping with headphones all night. Neck cracking isn't the only harmless habit that can mess you up. Let's move to bedtime, specifically, sleeping with headphones all night. You cue up your lofi chill playlist, pop in your earbuds, and drift off like you're in a cozy music video. Harmless, right? Actually, not so much. That cute little cord, it can wrap around your neck as you toss and turn. In-ear headphones? They press against your ear canal for hours, which can irritate skin and even cause infections. And if you like cranking up the volume, that's slow-motion hearing loss in the making. One guy on Reddit woke up with his earbuds twisted around his neck and a sore ear that stayed swollen for days. His takeaway? Peaceful music, nightmare wake-up. So, if you need tunes to sleep, try a small speaker or safe wireless headphones. You want to wake up refreshed, not looking like a techno mummy wrapped in wires. Hidden Threat 4. Plugging your phone charger next to your bed. Think you're safe once you're asleep? Not if your phone charger is parked right next to your pillow. We all do it. Plug in the phone, tuck it under the pillow, or keep it on the nightstand, and fall asleep scrolling memes. Convenient, yes, but also a tiny fire hazard waiting to happen. Cheap chargers can overheat, frayed cables can spark, and that cozy pillow? It's basically kindling. Take this story. A couple in Seattle woke up to the smell of smoke and a smoldering mattress. Their phone had overheated while charging under a pillow, and the battery swelled, igniting the bedding. They put out the fire, but the room? Toast, literally. So here's the takeaway. Keep your phone and charger away from your bed and use quality charging gear. Your phone might lose 10% battery overnight, but at least you won't lose 100% of your bedroom. Hidden Threat 5. Holding in your urine. Sometimes danger doesn't come from what you do, it comes from what you don't do, like holding in your urine. We've all been there. You're in a meeting, mid-game, or just too cozy in bed. Your bladder sends the signal, and you respond with, "I'll go later." Seems harmless, right? Except your bladder is not a storage tank built for stubbornness. Holding it too long can overstretch your bladder muscles, increase your risk of urinary tract infections, and, in extreme cases, even mess with your kidney function. One college student bragged on TikTok about training his bladder by holding it during long study sessions, until he landed in urgent care with a raging infection. Moral of the story? Your bladder isn't a gym. When your body says go, just go. The bathroom isn't that far away, and ignoring the urge now could have you spending way more time in one later, hooked up to an IV instead of scrolling your phone. Hidden threat 6, holding in your sneeze. And then there's the classic silent sneeze. You're in class, a meeting, or a crowded train, somewhere quiet and serious. You feel it coming, aha, chew. But you panic, pinch your nose, clamp your mouth shut, and force it back in like you're diffusing a sneeze bomb. Congratulations, you just turned a simple sneeze into a pressure cooker inside your head. That sudden buildup can rupture your eardrum, pop blood vessels in your eyes, or even injure your throat. Sounds ridiculous, but it's real. One student in Japan tried to stifle a sneeze in a library and ended up with a tiny tear in his eardrum. His verdict? I stayed quiet, but my ear didn't. Embarrassment lasts 2 seconds. Ear damage can last weeks. So next time, just sneeze into a tissue, your elbow, or anywhere safe. A quick achoo is way less awkward than explaining why you can't hear out of one ear. I'm not saying these things like I'm perfect. I've been there too. I used to hold in sneezes because I didn't want to look weird, sleep with my headphones blasting because it felt comforting, even keep my phone charging under my pillow every single night. I thought I was being practical. It wasn't until someone I love, someone who really cared about me, pulled me aside and said, "Please don't do this. I don't want to lose you over something so small." That hit me hard. Sometimes we don't realize how fragile life is until someone else shows us. So if any of this feels like you, you're not alone. Comment if you need someone to talk to. I'll read it, I promise. And share this, not for me, but because someone out there might need that same reminder I once did.